Jerry Cantrell dropped that single today.
Oh, that's good.
It's actually pretty damn good.
I'm sure.
And he's dropping a whole album. It's called Something in Blood. I don't recall it. Something in Blood. I don't remember the first part of the title.
Right on.
Yeah, it's actually, you should listen to it. It's actually pretty good.
I will definitely.
And I couldn't fucking. It dropped out. I have fucking migraine the last 2 days. So I wasn't in a fucking mood
I'm
to
sorry.
listen to it.
I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Hello, everybody. What? Were you going to say something else?
No.
You were. And then you stopped.
No. I was not, bro.
Okay. All right.
I forgot it.
Okay. So, hello, everybody. Welcome. So, as you can tell from the title, if you checked out the title of the video, then you know I'm probably going to be pretty excited today, because as many times as I've seen me pulling my freaking hair out over this one thing, to finally see one of my favorite debaters of all time use the fucking gold that I gave him on a podcast super chat one day in the middle of a freaking heated debate that he was already destroying this guy. But my statement that I made him was basically the checkmate. And as soon as it was an hour in, and when he did it, it was absolutely phenomenal. It hit with such strength, and I was just so happy that it went down the way it did. So I'm going to pull that video up so you guys can check this out, because I know exactly when it was in the video when it happened. And I didn't make it all the way through. I haven't seen this until the end. So let me pull this up, and I know this was it. Okay, this is 56:30 in right here. Just really capture. So this is great. Cyber, I heard you say something when that started. Were you saying something?
Yeah, I was asking who he was debating.
Oh, this guy's name is Andrew Wilson. He's like a red pill kind of guy. I just asking questions. He's kind of like that. And he's a little, he comes off as a little pompous, but he's debatable. He's not like undebatable. I mean, which is interesting because he seems almost like a narcissist, but at the same time, he's quiet and he lets Destiny speak when it calls for that. So the biggest problem this guy's having with Destiny is he's refusing to acknowledge valid points. It's the only way he can try to come out looking half decent on this, because Destiny's laid down all of the groundwork that he needed in order to succeed at this debate. But this is an hour in. This is 57 minutes in right here, and we're going to go about a minute in, and Destiny's going to say my thing that I gave him on a super chat, and we're going to talk about that. We'll go ahead and let me start heating for a dab. Absolutely. Cheers, Cyber. Using rain, no law regarding cannabis. Cannabis is citizens for all. Cheers. Wait, that is the question that he asks Destiny to answer. That is the final nail in his coffin after an hour of this debate. He says, can you show me anywhere where Donald Trump was trying to direct people to commit this crime? And watch what Destiny does right here. He said 3 times. Well, he is attributing to Donald Trump's rhetoric because it's rhetoric that inspires people to commit crimes when you're having a riot or an insurrection. So you claiming that, oh, that's just the way Donald Trump speaks. Yeah, and what the words were that he spoke were, we're going to stop the steal. And my argument has always been that is a call to action. That's telling people that's what you're going to go do. We're going to do it at the Capitol. We're going to do it on this day. We're going to subvert American justice. The words were stop the steal. Destiny used them 3 times. I gave it to him in a $20 super chat about a week ago. And you know what he said to me when he read the super chat? He said, yes, I'm aware of that. And I'm definitely going to get to that later. And I had to go. I couldn't watch the rest of his show that day. But I was so glad that he chose to use those words because it's those very words that prove this guy wrong. And it's all it takes. And it's so funny. I was like, that's all you're going to have to say. And you're going to shut this guy down. And the second point that is just beautiful is you guys might remember when we started talking about this a long time ago. And I said, well, first we have to define a term if we're going to debate what it is. And the term that we were looking up was, I think, coup or insurrection. It was one or the other. And we defined it, right? If you're going to argue whether something is or is not an insurrection or anything else, you need to at least agree on what the definition of that word is to begin the debate. Both sides need to say, okay, this is what an insurrection is. Now you're going to have to prove to me what it is. Wait until you hear what this guy starts in with, and I'm going to get to that in a little later, but that's going to be the other point right after this one. Yeah.
That's why in a debate, it's always a good thing to ask the other part to steel man your position. If they cannot steel man your position, they don't know your position.
This guy had you know what he said? That's not my job. My job is to question everything you say, and your job is to prove it to me. So what you just said, Cyber, this guy Andrew completely disagrees with. Now, me personally, I agree with what you said. But you'll see, he's what.
The only reason I know it is because I watched a ton of those flat Earth debates. One guy specifically had read a book, a fucking certified book about how to debate, and that's one of the rules. You have to fucking steel man your opponent's argument, else you don't know his fucking argument, and you have nothing to argue against.
Yeah, you define, like I'm saying, define what you're arguing about. Define it first, and then let's hear it. So, but you're gonna love when we get to this part. It's later in the debate, but we'll get to it. Really, because after he told them that they were going to stop the steal and they went down there and attempted to stop the steal, he sat there quietly for 4 hours, 3.5 hours, and didn't say anything. It was almost as if they were doing exactly what he wanted them to do. That's another argument that Andrew's making right here that doesn't make any sense. Of course, those people were doing what Trump wanted. And for him to say that that was just rhetoric, he didn't really mean it. Well, there were people holding signs that said stop the steal. So I guess they took him seriously. And that's what matters. I mean, if a person goes up and is out of their mind and says a bunch of shit and inspires a riot, but they weren't aware of what they were saying when they did it, did they still incite a riot? Yeah, they did. You know, even if they were clinically insane when they did it, they still were the catalyst. And, you know, you could argue insanity on that, but you can't argue the fact that they did it. Trump did it. You can say what his state of mind was. You could try to claim what his rhetoric was, but you can't deny that he was the catalyst and they did exactly what he told them to do. You can't argue that. So then you can get to the point of, you know, what the definition of an insurrection is. Samantha says, hello, Sever. Edwin, hello. Right, which Destiny did at the very beginning of the debate. He defined what an insurrection was. And this guy didn't want to accept his terms of what the definition. This is his argument. I don't accept what your definition of an insurrection is. Right, so watch this part. This is great. I'm sorry, I got his face cut off. I just realized that. Where he is. Okay. Right. Now, 50 million times, Destiny has said whether or not someone gets charged with a crime isn't the proof that the crime was committed. And so this guy's argument is, well, since no one was charged with insurrection, it wasn't an insurrection. And Destiny's argument is, has anyone ever gotten away with a murder before? And the guy's like, yeah. So Destiny's like, so that guy was never charged with murder? And the guy's like, right. And Destiny's like, so did the murder happen? He's said that same argument. He goes back to murder every time. 40 times, like he said. And this guy keeps bringing it up. And later on in the debate, and dude, I'm only halfway through the debate. It's 2 hours and 44 minutes. And later on in, he says, Destiny says to the guy, I can't even remember. Something about murder again. It's later on. And the dude is he's getting called out for repeating that. Destiny says to him, he's like, you keep saying, I keep telling you that it's like a murder. And then you keep saying that's a good argument that you keep giving me. And every time you give me that argument, I give you that murder thing. And he keeps coming. Oh, wow. What a beautiful, wonderful surprise. Thank you, baby. I love you. Wow. That is great coffee. Grown Colombian from Juan Valdez, Colombian beans. So later on, Destiny says, you've said this so many times, and he's saying it right now again. And he keeps going back to this. It's so fucking funny. You hear so many things over and over. Oh, and I don't know what nebulous means. Do you know what the word nebulous means, Cyber?
I know nebula is a star cloud, right?
See, he keeps saying that Destiny is using a nebulous definition of insurrection, and that a lot of his arguments are nebulous. And I'm like, that's all fine and good. I don't know what nebulous means. I really don't know what that word means.
Not in that.
Context.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Nebulous. No, it's not called a counter argument, bro. It's you saying the opposite thing of what you said before and trying to claim it as your own. What you said is what Destiny's been telling you 40 times over already. It's hilarious. This guy's hilarious. I can't believe people like this have giant followings on the internet. It blows. I'm so sad that, you know, I get a handful of people to watch me, and people like him are fucking huge, man. I don't know who he is, but I'm sure if he's getting to debate Destiny.
Fucking dumb, man. Jesus Christ.
Dude. Fucking sucking these cigarettes down. The guy's chain smokes. I know. I know. He is fucking, he's chain smoking this shit. He is so bad on the cigarettes. Oh my God. Never stops the whole time. Still on the murder thing. What this guy is trying to straw man against here, and this is hilarious, is he's trying to say that it was a riot, but it wasn't an insurrection. And if you look up the definition of insurrection on Google, it comes up with synonyms, and one of the synonyms is riot. So he's trying to argue that a word that is very similar to his word, as the definition is slightly different, and Destiny covered it. You know the definition, the defining fact that separates what the difference is between an insurrection and a riot. It's one thing, and Destiny's made it perfectly crystal clear this entire time. You're trying to subvert a federal government proceeding. That is what makes it an insurrection. If you're not trying to subvert a federal government proceeding, then it's a riot. And if you're not trying to overthrow a government, it's not a coup. So what them call
is less illegal or whatever you will call it.
Yes, rioting would be a lesser charge than insurrection. Absolutely. So it's a good point, and it's a valid point to make, but at the same time, once you've been proven wrong, you need to step down and say, you know what, you've proven me wrong. You've showed me what the definition was, and I misunderstood what the definition of an insurrection was, or I misunderstand the activities of those people, and you proved to me that they were participating because they were directed by Donald Trump with the word "stop the steal" or whatever it is. We're getting very close to this next part. It's coming up in just a few minutes. It's when they let people call in. Okay, no. See, Destiny, that's where you made a mistake. It is his burden, and you should force him. You should hold him to that. He's brought you to this forum to debate whether something was or wasn't an insurrection. He needs to come with a definition. It's not, the burden's not on you to say what the definition is. The burden on you is to prove that it was an insurrection. On him, he's got the same burden, which should be to give the definition of the thing he wants to argue. Now, the callers, they start calling in. The first two callers say the exact same thing to the guy. They're like, yo, bro, define insurrection. And he starts getting mad. And that's as far as I got it. And I can't wait for you guys to see it. because that's what it boils down to. It's so stupid. The guy's so stupid.
We're saying the Earth is flat because the default is flat. You have to prove me wrong. It's fucking infuriating, man. How you fucking pronounce it? It's fucking mind blowing, dude.
Yeah.
He is not arguing for the fucking truth. He's arguing for fucking arguing and being contrarian. I believe, because Jesus Christ.
I mean, take them on an airplane that's on a runway that's parked. Take them into the cockpit and then show them the fucking GPS shit in the plane, and then ask them, where does this signal come from?
No, because GPS and even fucking telescopes you can buy have programs built into them.
Pre-programmed GPS. I love it.
I'm not lying.
That would work. That's a good. That's
and
good.
And wind laser gyroscope don't prove the Earth is rotating either, because it's built. People have built it so they could have.
Then ask them, why is there this wire coming out of the back of this box that goes to an antenna on the exterior of the plane? What's that antenna for?
Yeah, but
it's a fake antenna.
There's a very rich dude right now have set something up called the final experiment, where they and they have taken a while to get 2 flat earthers. He paid for the whole fucking shit. He fly them to Antarctica.
Okay.
So they can see the sun for 24 hours.
Uh-huh.
It took 6 fucking months to get flat earthers. The biggest flat earthers would not do it. None of them would fucking do it, because they know if they did it, even they would fucking see the sun for 24 hours, you know. So, but they found 2 guys that supposedly is going to do it now, and then 2 globers, as we are called, who debate them, also going to fly down, and then I guess we're going to see what happens. But I mean, of course they're going to deny it, you know. Probably not those 2 guys who are going to see the 24 hours, because they cannot deny it. But rest of the flat earthers, we call them shills, and they've been bought off, and it's fake. And
wait, what? What does seeing the sun for 24 hours from one place prove?
That proves that because on flat Earth you will not be able to see the sun for 24 hours, because it's going around like that. So there would be darkness in Antarctica at some point.
So being able to see the 24 hours proves that the Earth is flat?
No, that proves the Earth is round. You would not be able to see the sun for 24 hours on a flat Earth.
Oh, because it's going around on the other side, and that gets dark. But if you went to the pole and you saw it for 24 hours, then it would prove to you how the globe is working, that it's got poles, and that there's the equator in the middle that's the warmest, and that those are cool. You could see the sun from those points. Okay, I see how that works. And no one would go? No one would go?
No, they couldn't get the biggest flat earthers to go.
Did they get anyone to go?
Yeah, they found, I don't recall, I think it's Witset Genset, and then another dude. And it proved both the Earth is round and it proved rotation at the same time, you know. So 2 things.
They saw the sun go. It looked like the sun was going around them, and they would have to see that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they're also gonna get up in the airplane to get down there, you know, where they can see the horizon.
Right. They had to fly there.
And it's not, the horizon will not.
And they saw the curve. I know. You could see it from up there. Oh, man. You were watching this, Drew? You're better than me. What?
Sorry, I derailed you.
No, you're fine.
Right.
he starts trying to take guesses. He's Mr. Goalpost mover. He keeps moving the goalposts back further and further. So he's saying that breaking the law meant that they were trying to interfere with government proceedings. They're so far away from each other. They're two totally different things. It's not what the definition says, and that's not what Destiny told you the definition said. He said they're trying to interfere with the government proceeding, dude. It's like moving the goalposts as far as he can, so far that he's not even on the field anymore. He's out in the parking lot with these fucking goalposts. Dude, the guy is he really reminds me of fucking Sound Drone. Look at this guy's face. That fucker looks like Sound Drone.
You're fucking right.
Like Sound Drone had a brother, bro. That is fucking him right there. Oh my god.
Does Sound Drone still have long hair?
I believe he does. But you know what's funny?
Jesus Christ.
Sound Drone put up a video not that long ago. But this guy could be his brother or it could be him. So fucking funny. Dude, he's just, if that guy was like super tall, but he's not. He looks like he's a short dude.
Maybe Sound Drone is wearing a wig in his staging.
Yeah. Maybe he is. Yeah, he's shrunk down a little bit. God, he really does look like Sound. Wow, we got it to 68, 150. Ah, you're packed, Cyber, ready? Oh, I need some butane. It has to be federal. No, he's not. It has to be federal, and it doesn't. It goes without saying. That's what insurrection is. It doesn't have to. That's all it's referring to. It's referring to the government. Oh my God, he's so dumb. Jesse's gonna kill him on the state thing. He's like, does it mean state government? No, there's never been a state insurrection, has there? Cheers, babe. Cheers, Cyber. Cheers, everybody. No law regarding cannabis. Cannabis is a physical. Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
He's just asking questions. What? Here comes the retest. We're through it, I think. Here we go. And that's all well and good. I'm going to make this really easy for everybody. If you're paying attention to this argument, what they're debating right now is what's the definition of an insurrection. Now, they had already started this at the very beginning because the first thing Destiny did was let me define for you what an insurrection is. It's got 4 components and they need to be met. He goes through the 4 components. Now I'm going to show you what I did. Okay, Google. Insurrection definition.
The definition of insurrection, a violent uprising against an authority or government.
So, and right there, when you look at that, it says synonyms: rioting, riot, sedition, civil disobedience, rebellion, revolt, uprising, mutiny, revolution, insurgents, insurgency, rising. All of those words were synonymous with the word insurrection. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean they're interchangeable, and they're not. They've got different definitions. But the most important aspect of the definition of insurrection is that it's to disrupt a government proceeding. This definition doesn't even get that technical. It's funny. An internal critique. He defines internal critique later. It means I'm going to ask you some questions, and you're going to answer them. And every single person that ever got charged with resisting arrest would also have to be charged with insurrection, you fucking idiot. Of course not. It's a stupid question. I'm just asking questions. Hey, have you heard about the Pro Crypto Conference in Nashville? It's on Rumble. No, dear Slayer. That's fucking awesome. I had not heard about that. We just had a huge head and shoulders pattern form on Bitcoin. So let's mark this one down. Right, that's not good. It's that's what we're looking at though. So we're gonna mark it. Head and shoulder pattern. The shoulders do not have to line up. You just have to have two similar retests that are lower than the head. That's all you need. It's a head and shoulders and a head and shoulders. Now, somebody said that this doesn't work on the 1 minute chart. I've seen it definitely slow things down. This looks like it might be throughout the course of some kind of a rising wedge here. I can look at that really fast. It's a no, man. It might be okay. It's turning around. I'm looking right at it, and it's turning around. It's definitely turning around. I'm out here looking at it, and it's turning around. So this is okay. We can drop here on that head and shoulders. Go all the way down to that line on the bottom of that pennant right there, and we'll still be fine. We'll be fine. But what this pattern dictates is a move upwards. And if you want to calculate the upwards move, you go over to your line tool and you select info line. Move over, you find the bottom. You see, I'm at the bottom. Right here is the bottom. I'm going to go way over here. I'm going to get right at the bottom of that. It's going to say that that bottom number is 67,378. I'm going to click 378. Click on it. Then we're going to go to the top of this pattern, and it was 6860. Then we're going to click the three buttons on the menu. Then we're going to click clone. Then we're going to grab this line from the bottom and just move it up and stack it right on top of that line. That makes it easy. We're just going to try to get that close. And then we're going to scroll this down a little bit. And then we're going to go back to our line tool. We're going to change to a trend line. We're going to go up here to the top of our little thing here. We're going to click on it. And it says 68,756. And now we're going to click text, and we're going to write our prediction in here. I mean, let's see if we get this one right, man. I hope we do. 68,756. 83. I never do that. At 4:08, it's almost 7:10. 4:08. Cyber, there you go. PM. Date being 7/27, 26, 24. Enter. Then we're going to say this is a regular pennant pattern. It's so we're going to write pennant pattern. Or that it's a pennant. I drew that incorrectly. That I believe that thing goes. I see the resistance right there. I think it goes like this right here. It's that line I just drew, that white line here. We're gonna just kind of zoom in on that so you can see what's going on. I just drew this white line. I think that white line is our point of support right now, not the flag. So disregard the bottom of the pennant, the yellow pennant flag for right now. Just disregard that. Don't think about that. When we get through it, it'll be there when we need it. But for now, we want to see a reinforcement of that white line. We want to see if it goes back, hits it again, and finishes, because the top is correct. That yellow line on the top is correct. It's going straight down for the most part, and within a few. We have a very accurate prediction of where this is going. It'll be very interesting to see if it goes right there. Usually takes a little bit, but we should hit that. Well, what did I predict? I said 68,756. I said 68,756.83. This is before the breakout upwards. That could happen right now. That's very exciting. This is very exciting times.
Very exciting.
All right.
Very, very exciting.
It's a very exciting time. Cheers, Cyber. Cheers, everybody. Cannabis isn't tisms for all. Cheers, babe. Cannabis isn't tisms for all. No Larry cannabis. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, baby. I held my smoke in.
No one else wants.
Hell yeah. What?
Yeah.
All right, back to this.
You acknowledge a breaking.
Messing people up and shit. It's quite fucking simple.
Say that again, sir.
I mean, you can stop grabbing and smashing everything you can buy, turning cars over and people up, you know. That's a peaceful riot, right? Like a demonstration.
It's called a protest more, I would think. Like a demonstration or a protest. They have sit-ins where people are nonviolent, but if they block the street, the police come in and they escalate it. And then it gets violent. It's the police being violent on protesters, you know? Okay, we broke support on the white line. No, it's not. He's correct. That is not an insurrection. They're not interrupting the general activity of government. They're not disrupting government. So that's not an insurrection. No, that's not an insurrection. Let's say Planned Parenthood, government federally run abortion program, had a location or multiple locations, and protesters went there and they wouldn't let women come in and get abortions. They blocked it off. That would be a fucking insurrection, because that would be federal. Even if if people went like to the post office and shut down the post office when we were having really bad mail issues in the United States, imagine if people had gone to the United States Post Office and shut that down. That's a government-run agency. It's the United States. It's U.S. It's right there. The United States Postal Service. That would be a fucking insurrection. You know, this is simple stuff right here. It's the definition of this is really easy to understand. Okay, that doesn't exist, but okay. And he said it on both sides. He said whether it's trying to prevent abortion. Nebulous. We might be breaking out above the yellow line here. We are above the white line. It's only $30 handle. $4.20. Woo! Are you back, Trevor? All right. Cheers. Cheers, man. Cheers, everybody. No longer got Canada. Canada is a kiss and tell. Um, I'm good. I'm good. You go ahead. Cheers. Yes. Dude, if you are working in conjunction with people and all you have is a fucking lighter and you are out in areas where you, in conjunction with other people, you all light fires in an attempt to destroy America, you're committing an insurrection, man. I mean, this guy doesn't think that arson is a tool for, insurrection. It's the intent, really, that separates it from a riot. Okay, guys, the phone calls. I only heard the first two. This goes on for another hour and 20 minutes. Bullshit. He just made that shit up. He chose both times. He's like, well, I'm the challenger, so I'll go first. The guy is fucking so full of himself, man. He's so funny. He thinks he knows everything about fucking debating. I think Destiny is destroying the sound drone. Can't unsee it.
The way he wrinkled his forehead.
I know, right there. It looks just like sound drone, man. It's funny. I gotta go, Cyber.
Roger that. It
Take
was
care,
awesome to
brother.
see you, bro.
All right, man. I'll see you on the
Have a
next
good
one.
one.
Take care, brother.
Have a good one, everyone. Hail Satan.
Hail Satan. Hail Satan. Oh my goodness gracious, that felt good, good, good. Hold, wait a second.